Alright, here we go. I have absolutely no enthusiasm for what I'm about to talk about because I am just so tired of all this, but I figured I should at least make something about Sonic Frontiers and Sonic Central since I have been paying attention, I guess. That's about as much as I can give it at this point. I guess I will start with Sonic Central, since that is the most fresh thing on my mind. It started out with this thing before the presentation even started, and this is actually my favorite part of the whole thing. Sonic, for some reason on this screen, just inexplicably grew to, like, gargantuan size and then shrunk back down, and I really liked that. That was probably my favorite part of the presentation. Immediately once the presentation started, it was plagued with sound and technical issues.
Excitement in the world of Sonic. Welcome everyone to Sonic. Last year we celebrated the 30th anniversary of everyone's favorite blue hedgehog.
Thank you for making it such an incredible year. And now, this year is shaping up to be our biggest year.
Much like a lot of these presentations tend to have, and this one was very interesting because the sound basically just doubled up. And what I think happened was whoever was streaming this footage probably had the stream on in the background and forgot to turn the audio off. So we got like this doubled up thing where you could hardly understand what they were saying until we get to the point where Azuka goes,
Let's see what the rest of the year holds in store for the blue blur.
Please enjoy.
and oh man, I will enjoy. This of course has nothing to do with the games or anything like that at Sonic Team, but it's just so exhausting that like I have so many issues with the games and things they release, and then we go and watch these presentations and they also have issues. Like, that might be a nitpick to some people, but it just, like, immediately I was exhausted by it. Then we have some stuff about Sonic Origins. I am hesitant on this collection because, like, I don't know, everyone's really excited for it, but it's just Sonic 1, 2, 3, and CD again, and we've already played those a million times. The only thing that's really new here is that we're getting Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and it's being upgraded to be like the other Christian Whitehead ports. Which I'll admit is pretty good, but also we've had Sonic 3 Air on PC for a while now, so I'm kind of covered on that, and in fact, we have all of these games on PC already anyway because of the decomps, so like, I feel like they're a little bit late to the party with this, like I don't really need this collection. Not to mention Sonic 1 and 2 are already available on most consoles, and in some cases like the Switch, I think Sonic 2 is going to be available from like 2 or 3 different ways to purchase it now. But if collections are your thing and you're excited for this, that's awesome. There does seem to be some really nice little original content. It's just the gameplay department, like the little bonus challenges, it doesn't look that enticing to me, especially not for like $40+. And you can't even play as Knuckles in Sonic CD. Like, I figured they would have at least added that compatibility, but I don't know. It's just one of those things where I look at it and I go, okay, of course they didn't do that. Which is a big shame, because I think Knuckles actually would have made Sonic CD a lot more fun, because he's, you know, about exploration gameplay most of the time, because you can climb up walls and stuff. Then they went and talked about Sonic Speed Simulator, which I have tried before, and I do think it controls really nicely, and it's this big open environment, sort of like what Sonic Frontiers is trying to be, and it looks like it controls a lot better than Frontiers, which is a little embarrassing. Of course, I haven't played Sonic Frontiers yet, but basically, that looks a lot like Sonic Forces Sonic in a giant open level, which might be okay, we'll see. All I personally know is Sonic Forces Sonic was not very good at, like, turning or moving in any direction that wasn't straightforward, so that's a little bit of an issue to me. Then we had some new Sonic Forces Mobile and Sonic Runners things. Mephilus the Dark. I don't know why they couldn't have just told the narrator how it was pronounced. That's a very easy thing to do. We got another look at Sonic Prime real quick. The animation looks nice, and this is actually, I think, the longest clip of anything they showed off in the trailer, and it had me wondering, is this yellow ball that's dashing all over the place Shadow, or are they, like, dragging this out super long because it's gonna be like a surprise twist? But at the end, it was just Shadow, so I'm not sure why they showed so much of a build-up for a character that we all obviously knew was going to be involved in this project. Regardless of that, I am actually very excited to see Sonic Prime and what it has to offer, because I have liked most of the Sonic shows that have existed, and I feel like this will not be an exception. Then they had Ben Schwartz on to do a sneak peek of the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie coming to Blu-ray pretty soon, and also, I just want to say, I've had 2 sneak peeks of this so far, you know, in the movie theater where I saw the entire movie, so I'm not sure why this was in here, but, you know, whatever, I liked the movie, it was good. If you want more thoughts on that, you can check out Tails' channel and Sam Procrastinate's channel, because we did discussions on both of those a while back when the movie first came out, and I think they were really stellar discussions. And of course, we have all of the merch plugs. We got Pez dispensers. That was the thing that stuck out to me most, because Pez is like, that slaps, my guy. You gotta get some of that. Orange Pez for life. I don't care what anyone else says. But nothing here was really that exciting, honestly. It was just products you can purchase, and then they had the big thing that everyone's talking about. We had that 4 millisecond preview of Knuckles standing in front of the Master Emerald. A lot of people are goofing on this because it was literally so short, didn't really show anything, it might as well have just been a still image. But the thing I see less people talking about is the fact that this is actually pointing towards a return to lore and possibly a much better story thanks to Ian Flynn. And that is one thing that I'm very excited for this new game, because I do believe that the story of this will probably be one of the highlights, thanks to the fact that they're actually having like a competent writer take control of the story this time. And then, of course, we also got more Frontiers footage, which looks like it's from a slightly different build from the one that IGN was using, but people have to realize that when IGN said that they're using a prior build to, like, obviously the most complete build they have right now, it's probably because whatever build they're working on right now is not as stable as the one they sent over. But the people saying things like, oh, that must have been like the alpha or the beta, like, it's not. There's no way they would send them a build from like 2 years ago if they were trying to show off what the game looks like. What that build IGN got probably was probably like a month and a half, maybe a month old. So any issues you're seeing there are still very fair game for saying, hey, that doesn't look right, we should probably, like, say something, or else they might think it's okay to have all this pop-in all over the place. Like, sure, the build that we saw in Sonic Central looks a little bit better. Looks a little tiny bit better, but it also shows different gimmicks. It shows, like, running up a snake thing, Sonic Dash gameplay, basically, and I don't know, like, it's just, there's a lot going on in these things, and I'm not quite sure why people are so against giving criticism to something that is not out yet.
Actually, Sonic Frontiers isn't out yet, so you can't criticize any aspect of it.
I just gotta address this here. The title of the video, Stop Defending This Game. You don't need to defend Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers is not a person. Sonic Frontiers is not going to be upset that we said, hey, there's pop-in over there. Sonic Frontiers is not going to get upset and then not come out. Sonic Frontiers and Sonic himself are not real. They are just things that you will buy eventually, and our criticism is nothing more than wanting to see this game be better. Like, I don't see the point of people going, hey man, you know, this looks a little strange, I'm hoping maybe this could be fixed before release, and someone going, you're not a real fan, you're just really against Sonic, you just hate everything that Sonic stands for, It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What is this? Are you... What? Like, if I was talking to you on the street, right? Like, we went to go hang out, and you were wearing a shirt that was, like, really god-awful, and I was, like, in my head, like, okay, I should probably, like, I should be careful about what I say about this, because I don't want to hurt their feelings. So I'd go, oh, you know, that is a little bit of an odd choice. Change or something before we go out into public where people will destroy you for wearing that. And obviously, I'm going to be careful, because I don't want to hurt your feelings, because you're a real person. A product is not something you need to defend, especially not before it's out, because all you're doing is trying to stifle actual concerns people have with something that could possibly be addressed. Like, do you not want the best possible product that you could get? Is that what you're saying? Like, you want this game to come out right now, and you don't care about any of the issues because Sonic is in the game? Is that it? Like, looking at this product right now, all the trailers we've seen, it looks very strange to me that it's been 5 years since Sonic Forces, and this is the state it's in currently, when they're clearly reusing a ton of stuff from Sonic Forces, including, like, engine and other animations and stuff. It's like, this feels like they started working on it, like, last year. And if so, kind of impressive that they got these maps done, because it's supposed to be, like, open zones, so I assume, since the IGN guy said there were multiple islands, it's gonna be, like, multiple big islands to look around, which seems neat. Sort of like Pokemon Legends Arceus or Monster Hunter Rise or, you know, any of those Monster Hunter games. But it also seems to be taking a lot of cues from Breath of the Wild, what with, like, the, you know, having to climb up these towers very slowly in some cases, and have to activate certain parts of these, like, mechanical things to get the map to expand. It feels very Breath of the Wild-y, and that's not a bad thing to copy. It's just Breath of the Wild came out, like, 5 years ago now, or more. So it's like, I guess they probably should have had enough time to be like, oh, this is how we can improve on Breath of the Wild. But instead it sort of looks like a very automated Sonic, like out of Sonic Forces, like with all the dash panels, loops, and weird rail physics just hanging out all over the place. Except in a big open map where it's like, sure, you'll get to run around freely when you're not hitting dash pads, but it looks a little bit aimless so far. If I can be more positive for a second, I do like the idea of having a big open space to run around in with a good controlling Sonic, but I don't know if that's going to be this. Like, we've also heard from IGN that there are going to be smaller linear levels scattered throughout the map, so I believe a lot of those leaks from the past were right, where it's going to be like, okay, we're going to have, like, modern Sonic Forces gameplay in those linear stages, and then everything else is going to be running around the hub world, or the big map, rather, looking for those stages. I mean, I'm okay with that. That gives the big open world more of a purpose. It allows for more exploration, which hopefully will be fun. Because, you know, if you go back and play Breath of the Wild, just running around that world is fun. And I always kind of wished I could be faster. So if this is, like, actually, like, a Breath of the Wild clone that has a lot more, like, Sonic stuff to it, then that's good. Like, I'll be down for that. But as it is right now, I see a lot of issues with the gameplay footage we've seen. We've heard that the combat system can be upgraded through the IGN people. I feel like it might be easier to just run past all the enemies, though. Like, I don't know if it's going to be like a chore to defeat enemies like in the Werehog stages or Sonic Heroes, and I'm just gonna kind of want to ignore them after a certain point. I don't know if it actually gives you a good reward or not. Like, imagine defeating enemies gets you XP to level up the combat system. In that case, I'm just going to run past the enemies. Like, I don't really care about the combat system if that's the only thing fighting enemies is going to do. I guess it'll help you take on the bosses, which you need to get into those other stages. And then there was something about Chaos Emeralds. I'm waiting to see where this goes, but certainly right now I have a lot of, like, weird problems with the game from a visual and fundamental standpoint. I really hope that things change, and I hope it turns out to be a really fun game, but right now I am just exhausted. Because no matter where I look, it's someone going, hey, there's a legitimate problem here, and then someone else goes, shut up, you're a legitimate problem. And I just don't want to deal with it anymore. Like, that's why this video is so lackluster and low energy. Like, I know I'm gonna post this, and then a million people are going to go, not a million, because nobody cares about my videos anymore, but, like, you know, people are gonna just rant in the comments, and I'm not going to read the super long comments, because I know what this boils down to. It's just people fighting each other for the sake of it. Like, I want the game to be the best it possibly can be, and other people don't want that, I guess. So, that's my thoughts on Sonic Frontiers and all that stuff that's been happening lately. I'm gonna have a real video next week about something that I'm actually excited to talk about. And, yeah, I will see all you guys later.